Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. I'm Fredicia Liebert. The Ministry and the Department of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, is undertaking a regional project assisting small island developing states to integrate the agriculture sector in nationally determined contributions. The National Climate Change Officer in the FAO, Stephen Duggins, noted that the visit to the island is a follow-up on the implementation of two pilot projects on Nevis.
We have the Cherry Garden project, which is looking at a forage bank, and we have the Caseby project looking at water management. Ms. Walcott is here to ensure that we are doing what we're supposed to do and to see the status and the extent of the implementation of such projects. We are pleased with what we're seeing on the ground. Cherry Gardens is well advanced, and we are on schedule to complete that project by the end of March latest. Caseby is late in starting, but things are looking good, and we will also meet that deadline.
FAO consultant Kelly Walcott was also present on Nevis assisting with the project.
I was able to interact with the farmers, and we spoke and we discussed any issues that might have been and benefits, and I would say that the time was well spent, and I am very happy to be here. This is my first time in St. Kitts and Nevis, and it's a beautiful island.
Cheryl Jeffers, national focal point for the project, also toured the various sites. The European Union Council announced on Tuesday, February 18, 2020, that the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has managed to implement all the necessary reforms to comply with EU tax good governance principles ahead of the agreed deadline and is therefore removed from the Annex 2, the Council's Grey List. The Council's press release explained that jurisdictions that do not yet comply with all international tax standards but committed to reform are considered cooperative and included in a state of play document. The Council's Code of Conduct Group on Business Taxation monitors that jurisdictions enact the necessary reforms by the agreed deadlines. Once a jurisdiction meets all its commitments, it is removed from Annex 2. On May 25, 2018, the European Council announced that it had removed the Bahamas and St. Kitts and Nevis from the EU's list of non-cooperative tax jurisdictions, moving them from Annex 1, the blacklist, to Annex 2, the get list, which cites jurisdictions that have undertaken sufficient commitments to reform their tax policies. The press release further stated that the EU's list, which was established in December 2017, is contributing to ongoing efforts to prevent tax fraud and promote good governance worldwide. St. Kitts and Nevis made commitments at a high political level to remedy the EU's concerns, and experts from the EU assessed those commitments, with the Council's Code of Conduct Group carefully monitoring their implementation. The implementation of the tax reforms will continue to be closely monitored. In related news, the following is a statement from the Financial Services Regulatory Commission, FSRC, Nevis branch, dated February 18, 2020, regarding the removal of St. Kitts and Nevis from the European Union's list of non-cooperative jurisdictions. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has been removed from the European Union's list of non-cooperative jurisdictions. The European Council issued a press release on Tuesday, February 18, 2020, confirming that St. Kitts and Nevis is among 16 jurisdictions who managed to implement all the necessary reforms to comply with the EU tax good governance principles ahead of the agreed deadline. It is also in alignment with the Financial Services Regulatory Commission, Nevis branch's mandate to build Nevis's profile as a reputable and well-regulated international financial center. In October 2018, the OECD Global Forum on Transparency and Exchange of Information for Tax Purposes published the second round peer review report on St. Kitts and Nevis. The Federation was given an overall rating of largely compliant following an analysis of the effectiveness of its legal, regulatory, and administrative frameworks for transparency and exchange of information. Regulator Heidi Lynn Sutton commented that she has always maintained that St. Kitts and Nevis has been a cooperative jurisdiction, and this recent development demonstrates our commitment to comply with international standards on transparency and exchange of information for tax purposes. Still to come, tactical units sharpen skills at security training course. The details right after this break.
The Department of Agriculture, in collaboration with local farmers around Nevis, presents another farmers market at the top of Government Road, Friday, February 28th. You heard me right, Friday, February 28th. And the special for this farmers market is pumpkin and onions, going at $1 per pound. So you heard me right, Friday, February 28th, top of Government Road is the next farmers market.
Welcome back. The tactical units of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force are currently sharpening their skills in a number of critical areas of security. More than 40 members of the Special Services Unit, the Drug Squad, the Anti-Gang Unit, the Canine Unit, and the Task Force out of Nevis are participating in the week-long security training course. The course began on Monday, February 17, 2020, and is being held at the Police Training Academy in Bastia. Officers from the St. Kitts and Nevis Customs and Excise Department, along with soldiers from the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force, are also benefiting from the training as they work along with these tactical teams. The training includes classroom lessons reviewing the Public Order Act and the Public Meeting with Procession Act, as well as types of crowds and crowd control, handling prisoners, dealing with hostage situations and active shooters, among other topics. The participants will also be involved in practical exercises to reinforce the theoretical aspects of their training. Speaking at a brief opening ceremony on Monday for the course, Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy stressed the important nature of the work of the tactical unit. Commissioner Brandy has said the reduced levels of crime will allow the force to undertake more locally held training in specific areas for more units and departments. His goals are to improve the service being offered to the public and the continued growth of each officer. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, hosted a one-day workshop on the management of waste material from pesticides on Friday, February 14th, 2020, at the Department of Agriculture's conference room. Member of the St. Kitts and Nevis Pesticide Board, Keith Lee Amory, outlined the significance of the workshop.
It's important for the management of the pesticides, the bottles that contains pesticides, because persons do not realize that the dangers this can pose when you dispose of empty pesticide bottles. They still may contain pesticides inside of them. So it's very important that they are managed properly, and therefore this workshop was geared towards informing farmers, pesticide users, of the importance of triple rinse technique in which they will protect both themselves, the environment, and children from exposure to pesticides.
Director of the Department of Agriculture, Randy Elliott, thanked the FAO and encouraged the participants to share their knowledge.
We do believe that our technical officers and our farmers are better equipped as it relates to managing these hazardous containers. We from the department, we do believe in sustainable agriculture, we do believe in sustainable environmental management, and having a workshop of such this morning, that we believe that we're on the right path of ensuring that our people here in Nevis are able to have safer food, we're able to have a safer environment. We just hope that from this workshop that the information shared can be rippled across the island of Nevis to other farmers who are not able to make it to the workshop. So they themselves could actually implement some of the measures that Guy would have shared with the group this morning. Again, from the department, we say thank you to FAO. Thank you to Mr. Guy and the Pesticide Board.
The facilitator of the workshop was Guy Matherin, Regional Project Coordinator for Pesticides Management in the FAO. A number of farmers and other agriculture stakeholders participated in the workshop. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Felicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.
Historical and Conservation Society presents its 4th edition of Evening with the Arts. This international affair will feature the cultures and traditions of the various immigrant groups on the island of Nevis. The main event is a fashion show dubbed New to You, a presentation of clothing made from recycled materials, and the first ever recycled wear wedding by Mavis Paris and students of the Charlestown Secondary School. Come and regale yourselves in various delicacies and entertainment in a night of fun, food, and splendor on Saturday, February 22nd, 2020 from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the grounds of Hamilton House. Tickets cost US $40 or EC $100 and are available at the Museum of Nevis History. See you there.